Okay, our next part is to make a better mix, to be a good DJ, to mix two songs together really well is now something called phrase matching. So what the heck is phrase matching? Now, we just learned that songs are generally 4/4 time, which means it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But generally, songs have phrases. So songs will usually go in chunks of 4 bars. So normally what they do, the way that you would count them is 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then usually after that phrase is that something happens in the next phrase. So usually on the one beat of that phrase, that's when the vocals come in, or that's when a chorus comes in, or that's when there's a breakdown. And so that's normally when something happens. So that's a phrase. So we want to make sure that those phrases match up structurally when we go from one song to another. So let's just listen to hear like what, let's look at the Beastie Boys here. Let's give an example of some phrases. So let's start with the Beastie Boys. So can't start from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. All right. So there you can hear that each one of those phrases, that's when like a new sort of part of the song sort of starts. What's kind of cool about having electronic sort of versions of this is actually visually you can see it. So I can actually see here where a new phrase begins, and I can actually see where there's some big changes, right? And there's more big changes in Grandmaster Flashes. Now, these are all things that you wouldn't necessarily be able to see on a record. There would be parts on a record that original DJs could have kind of see. It would actually change sort of the texture of the record, and that's what they would know how some parts, sound a little bit different. If you're wondering why DJs wear headphones and only on one ear, and this is the reason why. While one record is sort of playing, the audience can actually hear that record, but in their headphone, they're listening to the other one where they're matching up the beats per minute, where they're matching up the downbeat, and then where they're matching actually the phrases, so they actually know when to switch. So how this is important, or where this is important, is we want to make sure that we transitioned from one song to another after that phrase. So after that 4, 2, 3, 4, and then we switch to the new song 1, 2, 3, 4. Because even though the beats and everything are all mixed, it's going to sound really silly if we're sort of mixing it in the middle of a phrase, right? So just an example here. So not only do we have to worry about the sound, but we want to make sure that everything sort of mixes in structurally with our phrases. So let's try this again. Let's try with Grandmaster Flash, and let's play him. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. And some of this is really intuitive. You can sort of feel it when it's going to change, right? And this will tell you when the one beat is too. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2. And the new part sort of begins, right? So let me start the second song, but I'm not going to hear it. I just want to make sure that it's synced. So how I know when I want to switch from one song to another is when that phrase is done. So I can switch it now. 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to switch it. 4, 2, 3. I'm going to phrase match it, so that's when I want to switch back. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. Okay, So that's phrase matching. So that, if somebody's sort of dancing, they're in the middle of sort of it coming, and then all of a sudden where there's going to be another change either in the song, it's a new song that's changing. Okay, so that part is really important. Okay, so new things happen on the one beat, the 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 4-beat phrase. Okay, sometimes they're going to be more than, they're not necessarily like 4 chunks of 4, but most of the time it is 4 chunks of 4. And again, this becomes sort of really sort of second nature, and you can sort of, music and you already know how to do that. Okay, so that's the second part. So I want you to practice that. I want you to practice using the crossfader, going from the first song to the second song, and I want you to count the different bars of music. Okay, so give that a practice, and then next we'll look at our next lesson. Okay.